Good morning 10th class. So today we will be revising the metals and non-metals chapter. The topic that are written on the board, only these much topic are included in the syllabus for 2020 and 2021 examination. So we will be revising this much only. So on the one side of the board all the topics are written, and on this side I will be revising with you the topics. So the very first topic is the physical differences between the metals and non-metals on the basis of physical properties. So what are physical properties? The luster of the elements, the hardness of the element, the melting point and boiling point of the element, the state, solid, liquid or gas, which state is being there, malleability, ductility, these are the physical properties. So the differences on the basis of these properties are said to be the included in physical property differences. So you all are doing the differences on these bases from last so many years and in so many classes. So in 10th class there the important things are the exceptions. The important things are the exceptions. We all know metals are lustrous and non-metals are non-lustrous. But there is a non-metal iodine which is a lustrous. This is important. We all know metals are hard, non-metals are soft. But there is a metal sodium and potassium which are soft, which can be cut with the knife. Whereas there is a non-metal diamond which is a hard. Okay. Melting and boiling point. We all know metals are hard, so they have strong melting point. But there is a metal gallium which is having a low melting point. Now Nm for non-metal, M for the metal. State. We know all the metals are your like solid in state, but mercury, it's liquid in state. Okay. Non-metals are solid, liquid or gas. Ductility. Metals show good ductility, whereas non-metal don't show any kind of ductility. So this is the difference and the exceptions on the basis of the physical property. Now we have the chemical property. If we look out for the chemical property differences, first we need to check out the reactions. Reactions of metal with oxygen, with water, with acids. These three are the main bases. Metal react with oxygen to give you oxides, and these oxides are acidic in nature. These oxides are acidic in nature. Metal reacts with water to give you hydroxides, like which are having this group. And with acids they will give you salt and hydrogen gas. This is the reaction of metals with oxygen to give you oxides which are acidic in nature, with water hydroxides, with acids salt and hydrogen gas. Whereas your non-metals, with oxygen they will give you basic oxides. Okay. And with water they won't give you any hydroxide. First they will give you oxide, then they will form the acids. Like carbon is reacting with water to give you carbon dioxide, then it will give you carbonic acid when the water is in excess. And your carbon won't react with HCl. They don't give much reactions with the acid and bases. So from here you can write the difference from between metal and non-metal on the basis of chemical properties. Next is the reactivity series. Reactivity series is basically the arrangement of metals on the basis of their reactivity towards oxygen, water and like your acids, like anything which react with water. The top of the reactivity series is having the potassium, the end of the reactivity series is having the platinum. reactivity decreases from potassium to platinum. So it means the potassium is the most reactive, platinum is the least reactive. So when this reactivity series has been formed, it was overall evaluated like how potassium is getting reacted to water, getting reacted to acids and all. So there was one more point over there, the aqua regia. This is very important point, aqua regia. What is this point? The metals like your gold, silver, platinum, they won't react with acids. They react with this solution called as aqua regia. It is the mixture of HCl and HNO3. It is the mixture of HCl and HNO3. 3 parts of HCl, 1 part of HNO3. Only this mixture is able to react with these metals. These costly metals, your gold, platinum. They are also known as this solution is also known as the noble solution as well, because it reacts with such a noble metals. Okay. So, or you can call it as a like gold water something. That kind of name is also given to the aqua regia. Aqua regia is the mixture of HCl and HNO3 in the 3:1. This is very important as perspective of the board. So how the reactivity series is also helping you? It is helping you in the displacement reaction as well. It is helping you in the displacement reaction as well. Like which is the more reactive metal, it will displace the least reactive metal. Potassium can displace the rest of them. Sodium can displace the rest of them except the potassium. So displacement reaction is given by mostly metals, and non-metals don't give displacement reaction. You can write this difference as well. Okay. The last topic is the formation of ionic compound. The last topic is the formation of ionic compounds. Let me tell you how ionic compounds are formed and why we are discussing it in this chapter. Ionic compounds are always formed by the combination of metal and non-metallic ions. Metal and non-metallic ions. Let's understand this with the help of an example. We have magnesium as a metal. The atomic number of magnesium is 12, electronic configuration is 282. To make this magnesium atom stable, we need to make it either 8 or 0. So we will remove 2 electrons from this magnesium. It will become magnesium 2 positive. Right? So this is your metallic ion. Similarly, let's take one non-metal chlorine. Atomic number 17, electronic configuration 2h7. It requires 1 electron. So, if we will give 1 electron from here to this chlorine, it will be Cl negative. And by using 2 electron, I can easily form 2 chlorine negative ions. So, this is your non-metallic ion, this is your metallic ion. So your Mg2 positive will combine with 2 Cl negative to give you MgCl2, and this MgCl2 is your ionic compound. Okay. So what are the properties of these ionic compounds? They are hard, they are in solid form, they are soluble in water, and when they are soluble in water, they are good conductors of electricity. They are good conductor of electricity. So this is all about your ionic compounds. There is one more thing, amphoteric oxides. We studied about the oxides of metals and non-metal. There is one important term, amphoteric oxides. What these oxides are? These are those oxides which reacts with both acid and base. Reacts with both acids and bases. These are known as amphoteric oxides. All the oxides will not react with acids and base both. There are some which reacts with, and they are known as amphoteric oxides. This is the part which we have done in the last week. We have done some topics of chapter 4 as well, but we are going to take those topics in the next week revision video. Thank you so much. This is all for today. Keep revising and start preparing your notes well.